Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I am Ryder of Dinosaurs. In today's video, I'm going to address JM's definition of a scientist. I'm going to show you some contradictions where he says something on a video and then on another video he says just the opposite. As always, before we begin, a big thank you to my Patreons and a big welcome to my top tier Patreon, Thomas J. Miller Jr. MD. First, we're going to see what JM's definition of a scientist is.
I've had friends and people say, Josh, how are you calling yourself a physicist? You're a medic. You did this, you did that, but you were never a scientist. Well, technically, the definition of a scientist is somebody who does scientific experiments.
Our survey said...
Now, the Oxford Dictionary says, a scientist is a person who is studying or has expert knowledge of one or more of the natural or physical sciences. I don't think that applies to you. You have not proven that you are an expert.
Okay? The definition of a physicist or a physics scientist is somebody who does physics experiments.
Our survey said...
Again, according to the same dictionary, a physicist is an expert or student of physics. You are neither. And don't forget that a physicist needs to know math. Need I remind you of this poor performance you did?
Are so astronomical. They're like, I don't even know, Rabbi, I've got the number somewhere. It's like 1 to the 170th power. It's yes, like an absolute, that I think that may be actually the right number.
It is.
Okay, 100, yeah. 1 to the 170th power.
That was a good guess.
It's not a guess. I've done the talk, actually. I've got the notes on it.
Well, if you got the notes, you should know that 1 to the power of 170 is 1. Not more than 1, not less than 1, just 1. A physicist would know this. I apologize to my viewers because I know this has been covered on a different video. This is just to further reinforce the idea that JM is not a physicist, he's not a scientist, because he can't do basic maths. Have you ever met a scientist or a physicist that can't do any maths? But now let's move on to a different topic, contradictions. In this next clip, Fight the Flat Earth was saying that JM had committed a fallacy. JM said that there is no such thing. So, Fight the Flat Earth searched for it and found a page, a wiki page, with the information of what is a fallacy.
And it points out that it is a fallacy.
Is that Wikipedia?
It's Rational Wiki.
Okay, Wikipedia is not even recognized in the graduate community.
So I cannot disagree with JM here. In the academic world, Wikipedia means nothing. But usually, the serious articles have sources at the bottom, and you can use those to get to the right information from reputable sources. But now here's the problem. So JM has said multiple times that he is a scientist, a serious scientist. And just like JM said, and I agreed...
Okay, Wikipedia is not even recognized in the graduate community.
Now, when we have a quick look at his website, and we look at the references, why do we see Wikipedia? Didn't he just say that Wikipedia is not a valid source? So which one is it? Is it valid or is it not? These are your resources on your website. The same site who on the title says, Let's Talk Science and Philosophy. Science, JM. So if Wikipedia cannot be accepted as scientific proof or evidence, why are you using it on your website? But let's continue. Now we have a clip of a video where he introduces his channel. Close to the end of that video, he says this.
We do need to share what our findings with one another. But we need to do so in love, folks. It does me no good to try to cram my belief down your throat and tell you that you're wrong and I'm right. That's not what I'm about.
That is a very positive and admirable attitude. Let's put it to the test, shall we?
So Tim, go to school, dude. Don't come here and argue with me.
Yeah.
And I must have really set him off when I showed the 117 just now. Negative 117.
Yeah.
No, 170.
That must have triggered him, bro.
Is this how you share your findings, GM? In love? Is this your love? Telling people that they should go back to school. Don't argue with me. And bragging about setting him off when you said about the minus 170? Wow. Seems you don't pass your own test, do you?
And I think it's destructive to us as a society to try to do that to one another.
Yes, it is, GM, and yet you still do it. And finally, as contradictions go, I'd love you to explain this one to me.
We have a plethora of people that are keeping falling into our laps.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I cannot believe we have an interview with an astronaut. Who gets that? Not only did we get him, we got him live in front of a live audience.
In this clip, JM is talking about his upcoming movie, The Plain Truth. As you can see, this was streamed on the 4th of July. And at the top, you can see the timestamp where this conversation started. He says he has an astronaut.
That's why you'll never get an astronaut to sit down with someone like me who's a physicist or Shelley ever.
But 6 days later, you say an astronaut would never sit with you or Shelley. But didn't you just said you had an astronaut? So what happened? Did the astronaut back down? Because you don't mention it in this video. There is no mention of what you said 6 days earlier. I consider this a contradiction. In one you say, I have an astronaut, and 6 days later you say, an astronaut will never sit with me. This requires an explanation, JM, because it's like there were two different people talking about this issue, when there weren't. It's you. Before, on the 4th of July, and on the 10th of July, same person said contradictory information. And just to be sure that no one claims I'm misrepresenting your clip, I'll play it in its entirety. A fair warning, Russell gets a bit excited and shouts for a bit, so if anyone is using headphones, you have been warned.
We have a plethora of people that are keeping falling into our laps.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I cannot believe we have an interview with an astronaut. Who gets that?
Oh my god. Really? Did you really? You got? Yeah! Did you really get an astronaut?
Not only did we get him, we got him live in front of a live audience.
And this is all I have for today. Thank you for watching. See you on my next video. Oh, and before you go, don't forget to check out my t-shirts. The link will be in the description. If you liked my video, don't forget to hit a like, subscribe, hit that bell button, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. The link will be in the description.